Wayne's World sure was a good movie. Anyway, wow, the world just can't seem to settle down, huh? The word on the street is some within the United States top brass are labeling the war in Iran as a holy war, and they're banking on the return of Jesus. According to some religious scholars, Paul thought so back too in the 1st century. What are the odds that this would actually be the long foretold prophecy? Who cares when there's Spilsby to discuss? Spilsby is way cooler than any of the wars happening right now, and I'm here once again to introduce another episode of the Akashic Karaoke Never-End-A-Log. Sup, crew dudes, don't be coy. Whittle Spooky is back to save the oil fields and fill ponds. Correct, the aplomb blonde who's not fond of bombs is once again on the internet this time. So, what does the Holy Ghost have to say about this holy war, making holes in buildings, children, and more? Boring! And I'm not talking about the Elon Musk company the world has forgotten about faster than he disowned his trans child. Have y'all seen drone footage? It's so lame. First off, a lot of these things explode on contact, so you'll get a bunch of footage from the Ukraine where some soldier is running or cowering in fear until the camera gets real close and cuts out before the ensuing explosion. Then you've got bombers whose footage is grainier than the face of the latest NCIS bad guy before they enhance the image. Of course, that's not the footage the snuff film industry is looking for, is it? They get better footage from dash cams. No, it's the follow-up of some shelled building or some crying child that they're after. Also boring. As of the writing of this video, the most popular war footage from the current quagmire is a man who got his arm broken in a door as he shouted at a senator. All of the best footage has been Americans versus Americans up close and personal. The Charlie Kirk shooting, the Renee Good shooting, Alex Preddy kicking out a tail light, the high schooler who punched a Nazi. Who the biblical hell cares about drone footage? Hell, pictures of Maduro or Prince Andrew in handcuffs leave more of an impression. This is before taking into account AI-generated content and the way videos from past skirmishes get passed around as if they are relevant. There's got to be a better way. And there is. It's called Spilsby. Last time I made a video about this, I took too long to get into the good stuff. So let's drill, baby, drill. This is deadly melee combat at its finest. Exile State Britain crawls, so this can run. The elevator pitch goes like this. This is the Burning Man of Mayhem, but in a place you can be sure your boss won't come back to the office talking about gifting culture as he lays off 5% of the staff. There are 5 colored tents leading up to a Thunderdome. Each tent gets harder to win or survive, and one must win 5 fights in each to advance. When a fighter wins a fight in a tent, they are awarded a Kevlar suit matching the tent or a stripe for their Kevlar suit. No need to worry about containing these maniacs because the water and drones do it for us. If anyone tries to leave Britain after lockdown, they get glocked. Okay, with that out of the way, let's talk about the tents in the town. Tent 1 is the yellow tent, and it is sumo rules with blunt weapons. Basically, it's a big chalk circle with a bunch of bats and clubs littered on the floor. Perhaps some rakes for good measure. It would be funny to see a tough guy sideshow bob themselves. In this tent, a fighter can stay in the ring if they want to keep fighting. This is random matchups. First outside the chalk loses. There are 2 pens on the side. One is for robeless, one is for yellow robes who need to finish their stripes. You enter as a robeless and try to win 5 fights. Yellow robes get first dibs. If no yellow robe wants to fight you, they send in another robeless. If you win all 5 fights in one go, it's known as striping the line. From there, a fighter needs to make some friends, armor up, and get a good weapon. Red tent is team fights. The way this one is set up is similar to a rodeo. There is a circular pit with a tunnel around it. 6 teams line up in the tunnel, and as one fight is going, they load into position. Once the one fight is over and the incapacitated fighters are dragged out, the gates open to let the next 6 teams go. Last team standing gets the stripe, even if some of them get knocked down. Teams can be between 3 and 8 people, and the tent cycles through them. So it's a round of 3, a round of 4, a round of 5, and so on, repeating eternally. The rest of the tents are 1v1, so when Red Room is running 8s, it means a maximum of 56 people fighting at any given point in time in Spilsby. Keep in mind, people are being sent in from all over the world to test their merit, so as long as there's a couple thousand people in the town, Red Room will keep chugging. Once a fighter has completed Red Room, it's on to the Orange tent. From this point forward, there is no running or tapping out. If you sign up for a fight, it ends in a knockout, death, a fist inserted past the knuckles, or being sexed till completion. Orange tent is no weapons to get people used to this. The floor has ropes and snares. Be careful. After the orange tent, blue tent reintroduces armor and weapons, but this one is dug into the ground so spectators can throw fireworks onto the field. To spectate inside of the tent, one must have that color robe. This is a little bonus for making it to blue robe. You can start chucking fireworks at other fighters. Otherwise, you watch on the app like everyone else. Same no-tap rules apply. There's a buzzer in the middle of the field a fighter can hit once they've won to stop the fireworks and clear the smoke. If they have not actually won, the fight will resume. Green tent is the last one before Thunderdome, and it is for maniacs. This tent is called the Jungle, and it is full of spike traps. It is 3 skate park bowls filled with various sharp things. One has a bunch of nails, one has cactus thorns, one has a pool lined with broken glass and a wire that your opponent can use to electrocute you. In the middle of the high ground is a chute full of blades that will shred a person into a minecart. Like a laundry chute of death. Once again, same no-tap rules as the previous 2 tents. Thunderdome is just a straight-up death match. 2 enter, 1 leave. So why in the biblical hell would anyone do or watch this? Well, war is lame these days, and if the world starts sending its worst to Britain, the maladapted children of the world will still need this release valve. Back in the days, people could run around and clobber each other with sticks. Then nerds decided to make more death for less effort. Ever since, war has been less and less of a pressure release valve for idiots. Sure, it's great to have more territory, but that opens up any government to more internal resistance. It may be advantageous for Israel because they are so incredibly small. Ukraine could have avoided this whole debacle by not siding with NATO. Maybe. Crimea makes me doubt that. The wars the US is fighting are basically to instill leadership that's friendly with the US. We talk a big game about Venezuela, but we just want unfettered access to their oil. Same with Iran, except Britain gets their oil and maybe Israel gets a place to send the Palestinians. All of the land and resource issues could be settled with Spilsby bets. Get your country to sponsor a guild, then soup up your fighters with GoPros for the most intense footage of carnage people have ever seen. So what's it like inside the town? Well, being in the town assumes the risk of being challenged to a fight at any time, so black, green, and blue robes run a lot of the businesses. Fighters either get streaming revenue, guild stipends, or work as apprentices. If you are challenged to a fight, you either accept it or try to bribe the person out of fighting you. From there, your names go on a list and you go to the tent. Because the tents get progressively harder, there will always be more yellows and reds than any other color. Therefore, their waiting list will be longer. Any higher robe can go back to a previous tent, but it won't count towards their stripes. Once a fighter is done fighting, they can take the fear their robe instills to work security anywhere on the island. So that's basically it. Way cooler warfare than anything that's currently happening. Way better footage than anything that's currently happening. Way cheaper than anything that's currently happening. Also, why not experiment with steroids and transhumanism here? Come on, tech bros, go to Britain and start setting it up. You have enough money to last several lifetimes. Y'all want to see this more than anyone. The betting on it will be a huge cash cow. It's a sport with no off-season. This could get started before lockdown. Everyone is on camera. If someone tries to leave Britain after being a Spilsby, just send them back. The world already missed their chance to have the Holy Ghost willingly go and fight, but it's all the more reason to not waste any more time.